Hello, everyone, and welcome to just a quick little guest appearance I had on the Funny, Talking, Laughing, Everybody Friends show. They ended up inviting me to come onto their show, and I figured they'd want some expert advice on running a tight ship when it comes to their show and how everything is run. So I prepared some bullet points and ended up sharing a lot of helpful advice. And then some callers called in a little bit later, and I gave some advice to them. We also kind of got into my book and a few other topics along the way. Hope you all enjoy, and talk to you all on the flip side.
The Funny, Talking, Laughing, Everybody Friends Show.
Welcome to Watch Mojo.
Yeah. That was my first. And this was name of first base.
Who made the song?
What's the deal with airplanes?
Who made the song? You did?
Yeah, I made it.
It's composed very well.
You have to wait until it's
Is there a sheet music version?
finishing
We
up.
usually wait for the song to finish before we start talking.
Is there a sheet
I
music?
can send you a PDF.
No.
My aunt knows how to play piano music,
Okay,
and she can
so-
play it.
Welcome, guys, to the Funny, Talking, Laughing
Hello, everyone, and
Everybody
welcome back.
Friends Show.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the Funny, Talking, Laughing, Everybody Friends Show. I'm George.
I'm Tanner, as always.
I'm Cooper.
And I'm Lily.
We have a guest.
Hello, everyone.
Okay,
It
here
is
we go.
Jonah Keen here.
It's our
Thank you
guest,
guys for
Jonah.
having me. Means a ton.
No,
Sounds
thank
like
you.
you're revving up for the start of the episode every time.
Well, see, we'll talk about that later, but the intro is one of the most important parts of podcasting. I learned that in advice school.
Oh, okay.
Advice school?
Yeah, we
Advice?
No, that's really cool. We do have an ad. We have ads that we'd like to read.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
I did travel all the way to be here.
Okay.
Well, it'll just take a second, Jonah.
You know, this is where the big bucks come in.
We kind of got to.
Are you a fan of stories from around DePaul and the Chicagoland area?
Yes.
Are you searching for some great audio journalism?
Always.
Check out the Radio DePaul podcast. It features original stories composed in our award-winning Radio DePaul style.
Fantastic.
With great journalists and producers, it's no surprise that the Huffington Post included us in their top 100 up-and-coming podcasts. The Radio DePaul podcast is Chicago's college connection at your convenience.
The top 100. Exclusive.
Oh.
Would you call us great audio journalism?
It is great audio journalism, and we have an audio journalist with us
Yes.
here today. It's Jonah Keen.
We have a recurring segment on the show, Humans of DePaul, and we have a human of DePaul and a fellow broadcaster here, one of our peers, our compatriots, one of our brethren, Jonah Keen of the Jonah Keen Show. Welcome, Jonah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Great
Jonah.
to be in the company of another hard-hitting reporter.
Thank you. Well, I don't really report. I'm more of an advice giver. Most people know this.
An advice giver.
Well, I know this, but just for people who might not.
Sure. I'm more of an advice giver.
Okay. What do you like to give advice about?
Everything. There's the 4 pillars of advice, of course, which is self-help advice, relationship advice, pet advice, and financial advice. But of course, there's some other pillars as well, but those are the 4 main ones. But everyone knows my backstory. In high school, most kids did theater, swim club, tennis team, basketball team, lacrosse team, baseball team, bowling team. There was even a debate club.
Yeah,
But
there
I
is.
did
Yes.
advice, and that's what I'm all about here at the Jonah Keen Show. But it's not the Jonah Keen Show. It's the Everything Everywhere All at Once show.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Pretty close. You got it closer than we
Yeah.
usually do.
There was a professional advice team at your high school?
It was just mainly me. I did advice. Everyone else did those other things I listed. I can list them again if you guys need me to.
It was,
Actually,
no.
fine.
we're fine.
How'd
we
you
caught
get
it.
started with that, though? How did you, were you born with advising? Was it something taught?
I think it's a gift.
It was a gift.
I think some people are just born to give advice, and I think God kissed me when I was being made with the advice gene,
So
I could tell.
and I was given.
it doesn't come from
Gene.
like experience.
Of course, there's a lot of getting in the books, getting in the weeds, working on your advice, studying advice, and studying the greats, like the other great advice givers out there in the world, like Joe Rogan. And
Yeah.
pretty much learning all that there is to know and then using all that information to craft your own perfectly created advice. But I don't really want to talk about me today. A lot of people already know me.
Right.
In fact, I get more viewers than you guys or listeners. You would be surprised. I've been looking at the numbers, and your guys' numbers, they're falling. They're falling very quickly.
Oh, like how hard? It
is a straight downward spiral.
Oh
so
my
just
God.
immediately nobody?
It's not no one yet, but they're falling, and they're always falling. It's never a
We
straight
had a
line.
huge uptick in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, no, I was a word.
Well, every other country, it's going down.
Well, being that it's always falling, doesn't that mean we have
As a
lot
big
to
fan
begin
of your show, I hate to see that the numbers are falling. And not just falling, they're falling quick.
Well,
So I came up with a few little pointers. Since my show is one of the most successful shows, I have a lot to offer when it comes to success and advice.
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
And so I came up with a few little pointers to improve your show for the better. And I think the results are really going to show for themselves. Let's dive right into it with
Go for it. Go for
So
it.
something.
advice for us.
This looks really official. He's reading.
Yeah, no.
I brought a sheet of paper if anyone can hear it.
Yeah, we heard it. We heard it.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, we.
Can you hear the paper?
One more time.
Just for everyone listening at home, I have a paper that I brought.
It's the ASMR response.
What's written on it?
A few bullet points to improve your show, and I think the results are really going to show for themselves. I think the uptick in you guys really need it at this point, or else we're going to have to cancel your show.
We're struggling. Oh,
Fame really changed
I was
us.
well.
You have the authority to do that, Jonah?
Well, no, I'm really close with the CEO of Radio DePaul, and
Oh, dang.
he's been saying there's been words floating around about your show and it eventually going down the tubes.
Oh.
I hate
So
that sounds terrible.
I don't
This
wanna go
feels
down.
like a sneaky Gordon Ramsay ploy to get invited back just to see how we've progressed after you've given us advice.
Yeah, it's like an undercover boss, except
Yeah.
you're
Are
not
you
undercover.
the
negging
first
us, Jonah?
pointer.
First pointer.
The first pointer is the intro. Of course, everyone knows my intro. Hello, everyone. It's
Did
a
you write that yourself?
yes, I did. It takes a lot of work to come up with these intros, and while my intro is very iconic, everyone knows it. Everyone talks about it. I literally see people. It's kind of a water cooler situation where people are talking around the water coolers, talking about. Did you hear Jonah's intro last night?
Yeah.
I
It's
think
like
I
the
think
McDonald's Arches.
it's gotten pretty big. I've heard other people start saying hello everyone like out in the like
Yeah.
it's huge. It's bigger than you at this point.
I'm
It has a
hap-
life of its own.
I'm happy to see that you have recognized that because I sure have, and I've been creating some Hello Everyone mugs, T-shirts.
I would love a mug.
I would also love a mug.
Well, that's not well. I'll sell those to you guys later. It's about your
Sell
guys'
it
show.
to us. Why don't we get a mug or a
Well,
shirt?
you have to pay for it, of course.
How much
The
are you
production
charging?
is not cheap. I want high quality
Yeah,
mugs.
It's not like we're giving him mugs.
Let's not focus on the mugs. Let's focus on the intro that you guys are severely lacking.
How could our intro be improved? I personally really like our intro.
Okay,
we
so
have-
it's the song, right?
Yeah,
And
the
then
song.
after the song, it's hey everyone, welcome back to the show. This is George and Cooper.
That's what I
and
sound like?
Ellie. Yeah. You need energy. You need hello everyone.
And you clapped for
Yeah.
yourself?
Usually there's an applause sound effect I press on my show. A lot of
Can you
it's-
can you do that,
More
George?
buttons.
Oh, we have some of those.
Can you? Do we?
Yeah, we have sound effects.
I've never heard them before.
So wait, George, can you try that one again?
No,
Jonah,
you
how's go ahead.
Do the applause one.
Okay.
There's an applause one. Hello everyone.
I get it.
See,
used
and the
to that.
energy's there
Yeah.
versus a lot of other,
Wow, they
especially your
won't stop.
your guys' shows. They start with "Hello, everyone, welcome back."
Yeah.
You need an iconic intro,
Can
Yeah,
we
you're
can we
right.
can we try it?
and that's why a lot of your viewers are giving up.
Maybe
They're
we
just
should
saying,
try
I
it.
can't do this anymore. I'm done."
Can we try it?
Let's try
Okay,
one.
okay.
So George, you hit a button on the soundboard, and
Okay.
then we'll all very high energy introduce
All
the
right,
show.
here we go. Are you ready?
I'm feeling groggy though.
It's okay, bud. Hello, guys.
Don't say hello, everyone. That's mine.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I caught myself.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
Trying to go. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's that?
What's up?
the energy's there, and that's what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
really, because we don't want to start on a downer note. It's a comedy show, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly, yeah.
Razzmatazz.
You're gonna
That's what I've
scream at
heard.
people.
And so we want to start with a lot of energy,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Should we move on to the next bullet point? I have a
Please.
few more.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We don't know what happened there. Sorry, that happens sometimes.
Okay.
Glitches.
I'm sorry.
Next name. Next thing. Your name. It's
Yeah?
too long and confusing.
Is it?
Every
What?
time I am listening and someone else hears me listening to you guys' show, they go, "What is that?" And I go, "It's the funny,
Funny
laughing, funny
No.
talking friend."
Funny talking.
Yeah.
The funny, talking, laughing, everything,
Everybody
everywhere, all at
friends.
once show.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
copyright.
Yeah.
If you just say Teflefs, you never have to learn it.
But also,
Teflef?
Teflef is not how that is pronounced.
It's my
It's
acronym.
Teflez. Teflez.
So,
So
our,
I-
our name is too long and convoluted, is what you're saying.
Yes, especially when people are trying to Google your show.
And we don't
especially-
get good SEO. You're
know.
right. Our name
Yeah.
is too specific.
I don't see any. Yeah, I tried to Google your show, and some
we're
weird
like the third page.
stuff showed up. I don't even want to talk about what I saw.
All right.
Funny talking, laughing,
so-
everybody
It's a fun
friends
avenue.
show.
So, you're saying we need to change our name to something. Well, let's take the name of your show for example, the Jonah Keane Show.
It's very straight to the point.
It is straight to
you
the
know
point.
what you're getting. The Jonah Keane Show. You're getting. Jonah Keane.
So what's a better name?
Hello,
for us?
everyone.
It's
yeah.
also alphabetical. J, K, and then
Yeah.
S. A lot later down.
That's a really good
also-
point. We should alphabetize.
But if we used all 4 of our names, then it would still be too long.
Yeah, Jonah, what do you recommend we do in ours? Because there's 4 of us.
So
you know.
George, Lily, Tanner, Cooper.
Show.
Wait, do we need
Well,
last names?
actually, I'll address this point a little bit later. I have another
Okay.
point.
Well, that's a good point.
Oh my God!
I'm
I think I might
Whoa.
know. I think I've got.
Okay.
I think I'm on to
Well,
Jonah.
So I have a suggestion for a new name for us. The Live Show.
Yeah.
I think
Because you guys are live.
Yeah, we're live. Much like you're live. Yeah, I think
I actually do like that idea. Maybe you
that
should
might be
switch it.
good for Google.
We should add a
Yeah.
night.
A lot of people look up live things.
Yeah, so
and
if we type in the live show and we come up,
Yeah.
listeners
Yeah.
go way back up again through the roof.
Shouldn't we add a night to the live show, given the fact that we broadcast every day starting at 5?
The,
Just
the
evening.
night live
Like
show.
the night live.
But you wouldn't. It's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
So we should add
But
the
Tuesday's
need a
kind of
better
a
day.
Tuesday's
It's
like
lame.
a lame day.
So if we picked a day that was like, let's say like, I know Saturday is a cool day.
No, but then there's Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
But Friday's the unofficial start of the week.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry, Jonah.
Sorry, I was just trying to read. I
Sorry.
forgot my glasses in the
Yeah,
the
you're holding
mail?
that. You're holding that paper.
Not in the
very
mail.
close.
In the van I'm living in right now.
Oh, that.
Thought you were on.
Is that your
campus.
shag wagon outside?
No, well, no, I didn't drive it.
Oh
here.
right, you
It's
got the heart-shaped
escorted.
bubble window.
I got the Chevy Astrovan in the
Right.
Oh.
Sheffield parking
No,
garage.
so our name is bad.
Should I move on to the next
intro
point?
bad. What can we do better? What else can we do
You
better?
just let him.
Here's another bullet point which I wrote
Let 'em
when I was
friggin'
pondering
talk.
your show the other day.
Okay.
No catchphrase. Everyone knows the Jonah Keane catchphrase, "Let's talk advice." It really gets to the point, and it's kind of an iconic thing. Another situation where I'm selling mugs and T-shirts, etc., on regarding advice and "Let's talk advice." Yes, versus you guys. Maybe I'm not familiar, maybe I'm not picking up on it, but I don't really hear a catchphrase in your guys' show.
Well, I will say
Tanner has a catchphrase.
I do at the end of every episode. I go, "Good night, everybody," just like that.
Well, that's an outro. That's not a catchphrase.
Yeah.
But that's my catchphrase.
You're getting
kind of
caught up in the
unsettling.
technicals.
We usually thank people for no particular reason
Yeah.
at all. At the
Thank
end
you
of
for
our
no
show.
particular reason.
Well, that's a tradition. That's not a
Yeah.
catchphrase.
Yeah.
We need like I feel like
What is a catchphrase if not
Bazina?
like a linguistic
A
tradition?
catchphrase is when you're excited to get things rolling and you just did something really cool.
Yeah.
You go, "Let's talk advice."
So,
Or
let's talk
not
about-
necessarily that. It's
Well-
more of less an exclamation point at the end of your sentence.
Lily has one. Do
sure.
you have a catchphrase usually?
yeah, it's Jesus Christ.
Because it's a Catholic institution.
But
Yeah.
that's an expletive.
That's not an expletive.
It
Well,
most
that-
certainly is
I
an
think-
expletive.
No, that
That's
is-
not
that is-
definitely not an iconic one. Everyone
Yeah,
says
no,
that. Everyone knows who
Jesus
Jesus
Christ.
Christ is.
That's
I-
like
Well, okay, what about a
dang
funky
nabbit.
word?
I say loosen up your slacks.
Yeah.
I often say that.
I often say, put that in your think tank.
But that's just because you guys always witness me bring my belt to the last tiny hole on the loop so
Yeah,
I
I
can
guess it
constrict
is.
myself. But I'm so skinny.
Yeah, you should stop doing that.
So what's the best? So you're not at the beginning. It's not your intro. It's not at the end. Where's the best place in the show for a catchphrase?
Catchphrase. Well, it's whenever you do something really good, or for instance, I'm trying to get people hyped up about my advice. I go, let's talk advice.
Do you have any ideas?
And usually there's some applause there too, but we don't need to do the sound effect. Don't.
I'm sorry, Jonah.
John, we're very.
George gets really trigger happy.
Usually I run the board, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Feeling
so
a little-
you feel a little out of your depth right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
No, I
feel a
I
little-
could tell.
Below your
I'm
pay
actually
grade.
dizzy a little bit.
Is
just
that why
'cause
you
I'm
keep
not-
grasping at the table for a soundboard that isn't there?
Yeah, and there's just nothing there. Anyways.
Do you have any ideas for our catchphrase? If you listen to us so much.
Yes, I listen to you guys every night around the radio. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Every night?
Every night around the radio, yes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode
you
we've
sit
done?
around the radio like Little Orphan Annie.
Yeah. Well, there's the
Drink
episode
more
where I
Ovaltine.
called in, which
That
I've
was-
listened to 30 plus times at this point. I actually have I kind of keep track with a tick system that I have on my whiteboard of how many times I've listened to that episode.
That's healthy.
Thought you'd be more of a chalkboard guy.
My next bullet point here.
Jonah
Okay,
Keane was
what's
in our
next?
Spotify Rap Top 100 listeners.
What's so catchphrase, intro bad, name too long. What else do we need?
All right, this one might hurt a little bit, so I'm brace for impact, everyone. People, they don't care about your comedy. They want to hear about your personal vendettas and pretty much what's going on in your lives.
Yeah.
For instance, my
good
show, I talk sometimes not about advice. I talk about my lawsuits that are going on, my divorce,
It's not legal.
the father and son bonding time I've had over the winter break, my alcoholism, and my book deals are just a few things I talk about on my show. And I think people actually care about that more than they
You
care
think
about
people
Yeah.
care?
whatever. They don't care about laughing. They care about advice in people's lives.
yeah.
More
That's
than-
true.
We'll say Lily points out my shortcomings very often on air.
I call it like I sees it. That's all I gotta
So-
say.
I mean, just last week I was judged by the Almighty himself for an hour.
Well, let's not talk about last week. Let's talk about the here and the now,
Let's
because
stay
I don't
present.
want to
Okay.
focus on the past. I want to focus on the future.
So
You're so wise.
No one cares about us.
should
No, people care about you. They don't care about comedy. No one does. I've been looking around. I've been seeing it. No one wants to laugh. Well, people can laugh all the time. They don't need you. They want to hear about your personal lives, your vendettas, and maybe even some advice.
we should
You're-
all say something very vulnerable right now.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
You go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it doesn't need to be vulnerable. It just needs to be.
Fine.
Just,
Well,
just
yeah.
real.
Real.
So this is how you get long-term listeners. Is people
Yeah.
get attached to these like certain things. Like people, they're interested in hearing about my lawsuit and my divorce and my father and son bonding time. That's why they're tuning in the first place. Either that or advice. Versus people aren't. They don't want to hear your jokes. That's not going to hook people in and keep them in for more.
We don't really tell jokes. We just interview real people, like you.
But you
think-
you make jokes and you laugh about
That's
everything.
what we do. We do.
That's
we laugh
no one
at it.
wants to hear about that. People
So-
want
We
to
need to
learn.
establish ourselves as people. Is
So
what you're
let
saying,
me-
Yes.
rather than
Uh,
characters.
And that's
have-
what's going to get people hooked in, hook, line, and sinker, interested in your show.
So I have two major. I'll go first. I have two major problems in my life, and they are oversharing and cystic acne on my inner thighs. George, do you want to be real?
Try Cetaphil.
That's advice.
It's a wash.
Lily?
That's advice.
Wash. It's a wash. Wash.
I would say, I have a problem with hoarding.
Well, no one cares about that.
Yeah.
People
Well,
want to
like-
hear about advice.
Advice? Well, what if I give advice on how to hoard better?
Well, you don't confess like this. This isn't how it's done. You guys
Alright.
are doing it all wrong.
Okay, sorry.
In lieu of these pop bubblegum tracks we play in between our shows, I think we should celebrate the works of long dead composers during the musical break.
Is that supposed to be advice?
Why
That is
are we
something
confessing to each
soul-bearing.
other? This isn't what
I was told to bare my soul and not try to be funny.
So
for once.
okay, so
Okay.
no one cares about our comedy.
No.
No one cares about us.
catch-
No one cares about our
catchphrase.
musical taste, apparently.
No one cares about our comedy. Catchphrase, name bad, intro bad. What else can we do? Please, Jonah. I'm.
Well, let's move on to the one that's, I think, obvious. I think everyone saw this one coming. There are too many hosts.
Yeah.
That's true. There are 4 microphones in here, and we always have a guest.
It gets so hard to keep track of who is talking sometimes. One time I was listening, and I was so focused on trying to figure out who was talking, I ran into a wall because I was walking. And I was getting dizzy, and because I have these new headphones that kind of, it's 360. And so all your guys' voices are kind of surrounding me. And I try to, it's just,
terrifying.
it's instinct because my father told me this way back when. I'm supposed to look at who's talking.
Right.
And so when I'm hearing you guys 360, I'm turning my head trying to look at who's talking.
What if we just have more different voices in later episodes? Like I could talk different.
Well, that does. There's still too many because I'm trying to face with these
But
360
what if they're very
surround sound
distinct?
headphones, and I'm getting dizzy, and I'm running into walls, and I'm tripping.
Maybe use AirPods instead of like a dead mouse listening orb.
Yeah.
He's an audiophile.
I can't really afford that right now.
What?
I'm,
An audiophile.
But what is this
Yeah.
neo-futuristic fishbowl you have on your head?
no, it's headphones are 360.
360
My father-
4D audio.
My good friend Michael Hamilton, before we had a falling out, gave them to me because I had finished my book. It was a really big thing, but
You're a novelist.
Oh yeah, no, that's a big thing of the Jonah King show.
someone's not a fan.
I mean,
It's an 11-page book, which I spent 6 years writing. And it's all things advice. It covers the 4 pillars, and it covers so much more, like sex advice, gaming advice, and even, what was the other one? Poetry advice.
Is it published?
No. Well, that's a
you-
whole deal.
That's the whole deal, right?
what's the best piece of advice featured under the poetry advice?
Well, we can
I
get-
can't.
Kid's
I don't want to
question.
give away my
What
my
a
book right
vapid
now.
question.
What if we promise and practice reading your book?
That's more for you, Cooper.
Well, I can't even really talk
your
about
favorite
it right
chapter?
now.
His
I
title.
think there's some litigation.
time.
I can't even really talk about it right now.
Such a
because
cop
I
out.
think-
That is an unbelievable cop out.
Are you a poet, Jonah?
To say you read the book and not name a facet about it.
Jonah.
Yes.
Looks like he's gonna cry.
So, too many hosts. Who do you recommend we get rid of?
So this, I don't want to get in between all you guys. You're all,
It's fine.
you're all
okay.
fine
No one-
people.
look,
We all hate each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
George,
Then
Tanner,
just-
Lily Cooper, everyone who's not Jonah, plug your ears.
Okay.
And then Jonah, just tell us who you think would be best to get rid of.
They just need to pull straws.
Pull straws.
It's a good idea.
Pull some straws.
we
I
can
think
rock, paper,
it'd be
scissors,
best
right?
done at random. Okay, next.
What else? What else, Jonah?
Here's my final bullet point.
Oh.
And this one is also one that I've kind of touched on already, but I think it's important for everyone to hear this. Your show is meaningless. Comedy is meaningless, while advice is a service to all, kind of like a police officer. Police do a service to all,
You're
and they're
like the police.
and they
That's a
Okay.
great comparison.
and I'm like a police
Are we
officer, and you guys are like
criminals?
the criminals because you guys don't provide anything.
So that feels very pointed, Jonah.
There was a study done a couple years ago in Australia on advice and its effects on the brain, and the results may shock you. The statistics showed that people who were given advice were statistically more happier. It's a true phenomenon. And people who laugh, they're not happier.
Yep.
That's
versus
true.
the advice phenomenon, which people are talking about.
The advice effect.
Yeah.
I heard about this. Well, so
It's in an article in Australia.
well, Jonah.
The doctor that wrote the article is going to be on my show next week.
Oh,
Make sure to tune in.
Cool.
Did you commission this study?
No,
No.
no.
So you came across it.
I came across my own, as of course, every morning, one of my daily rituals is to Google advice and see the new things that come up.
new advice research.
I mean, this
Yeah.
work has been done for millions of years.
true.
It's kind of as old as.
I mean,
It's
if you
it's a science, it's an art, it's everything really.
think
It's
about
what I
Socrates-
dedicated my whole life towards.
all Socrates was an advice giver. You know, at his base.
Yeah, and I worship him.
Every night?
Well, not in an actual sense.
Oh.
There was one time when I was with my wife, way back when we were married, of course. When we were taking a walk, and I forgot where it was. It was in some library, and there's a picture of Socrates. I just felt so overwhelmed I had to bow down to the picture.
Did you love her?
In the library.
Did you love her?
Did you love your wife?
My wife?
Yeah. Or ex-wife, rather.
Jenna Keen.
Your ex-wife?
Jenna Keen, yeah. How did you love her?
Yes, she was the love of my life. I don't know why we're talking about this right now.
Well, we're being vulnerable.
Then why aren't you with her? Why aren't you with that beautiful woman?
Come on, listeners care about like your personal lives and your details.
I think you need to take.
Well,
life
I've
by the
talked
horns.
all about this on my show. In fact, I think all your listeners were first and foremost listeners to my show, so they don't need to
Makes
hear a
sense.
recap.
So
Yeah.
okay, well,
I'd like to.
Jonah, I have one question. That was your last piece of advice for us, right?
Yeah, that was it.
So if you,
I hope you guys take it to heart,
if
especially
our-
the host thing,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
and the intro
Yeah.
thing, and the catchphrase thing,
So-
and the name too long,
Yeah.
and they don't care about your comedy.
It sounds
Yeah.
like
They want to hear about your life,
You're right.
and the show is overall meaningless thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
for someone who doesn't, who claims to listen to our show every night.
Around the radio, yes.
don't seem
Sometimes
to-
even I have a fire going.
Oh,
It's kind of cozy.
in your van?
Just imagine it. Well, there's this channel on Netflix that you can turn on. It's just a fireplace.
Oh,
and it
the
just
Yule
really
log.
sets. Yeah, it
Okay.
sets the place.
Yeah.
Netflix.
The
When I hear-
ambiance.
When I hear three dudes talking, I'm like, I need to be near a fire.
yeah.
To burn yourself?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's primal
Um,
instinct.
So for
Oh my
you
God.
listen to our show every night.
Around the radio.
Around the radio, sometimes around the fire. You, for someone who listens to our show often, you don't seem to like our show very much.
Well, no, this isn't a personal thing. This is all about getting the numbers back up because, as I've already said, the red light is on. There's an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Danger, danger. Numbers are going down. This could get ugly, folks.
We're gonna be unemployed if we don't take this advice.
You're so right.
So it's not a personal thing. It's just business.
We'll land on our feet.
Well, we're gonna need some callers if we want to stay on the air.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a music break right now. We love music.
Jonah, can you stick around and just we're
Sure.
gonna try to institute some of the changes you recommended after the break. Could you stick around to make sure we're
Yeah,
back?
two of you need to leave then.
Maybe not all of them yet.
Two?
But just Jonah, can you stick around for the advice segment? Maybe give some of our viewers some advice.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. Hey guys,
Hey. Hey.
the song ended.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey
Whoa.
everybody!
That was a good tune.
So we're gonna be doing. This is actually the most professional advice we've ever had on the show, because we have an advice expert.
On all kinds
In
of
fact,
advice.
I've thought about a lawsuit to sue you guys because you guys were taking my advice. But
Whoa.
I figured it wouldn't hold up in court, especially with the judges these days being so ethical.
Yeah, do we have to be like certified to give advice?
I'm certified. I don't. In my opinion, you don't have to. I like when it's democratized, all the advice. Everyone can give advice, no matter how old or young you are.
But
But
then the market
Of
becomes
course.
so oversaturated.
it can be. But that's why people tune into my show, because I'm certified and I give the best quality advice there is
Who
in the
certifies
city.
advice? Well, hold on. Wait, actually, before we get in further to this, if you want advice from Mr. Advice himself, Jonah Keene,
Hello, everyone.
call in 865-293-2486 if you want advice on anything. Again, Jonah, the 4 pillars are...
Relationship advice, financial advice, pet advice, and self-help advice.
That's right.
Or you can call in to say you like our show better and settle this Coke Pepsi debate once and for all.
Well, no, there's a lot of listeners on my show who probably aren't listening to this crap. So,
Oh, is that so?
I don't think you
You
can
wanna
say
start a
that
cola war?
on air.
am I?
We're getting a phone call.
Good news.
Hello, hi, who's this?
This is Charlie.
Oh, hey, Charlie.
hello,
Charlie.
How you doing?
Good. So I need some. I guess it would be a relationship advice.
Let's talk advice.
Yeah. All right. What do you need advice on, Charlie?
So, I've got 2 brothers, and they're both like pigs, and they recently started living with me. because one of them, they built their house out of straw, and apparently this guy came and blew it over, which I don't even know how that happens, but I took him in because he's family.
Hang up.
You know how it is.
It's a prank call.
No,
he's
I don't
doing
know.
the.
How
he's
do you
doing
know
the,
it's a prank
He's
call?
doing
No,
the.
Jonah's right. Jonah's
He's
right.
doing the
But-
three little piggies.
Yeah.
Sure, but are
it's
you
not real.
actually yourself also a pig?
That's not relevant to the story. This is about my relationship.
I believe we like
Let's
to
hear him out.
believe him.
Yep.
I don't think it's a prank call, Jonah.
Jonah,
Hang
I'm
up.
on Jonah's
No,
side.
Jonah, this isn't.
Jonah,
Jonah, give your best advice on this, please. Just humor
Let him.
us.
Well, let's let him finish the
Can I
story.
finish?
Yeah, please.
Finish whatever.
So my second brother, then, he built his house next door out of sticks, and that one fell apart too. And me being the only sensible one in my family, I built my house out of bricks. So now both of them are living with me, and I just don't know how to deal with them. So I was wondering, what's the best way to sort of coexist?
I don't think it's a prank.
I think this seems very real, Jonah.
No, it doesn't. It's the three pigs call.
Literally.
It's, the
Giving up
Literally.
on advice?
it's not. It's fake. He's trying to get a rise out of me, and it's working.
No!
Whoa,
Oh my
that's
god. Oh no.
Jonah.
There's nothing that's I don't think it's a prank, and I think this guy needs real help.
Jonah, you can't say that on air either.
I
man.
forgot. I got.
Well,
Hey, we
I
all
got-
forget Jonah. We
Hang
all
up.
forget.
Hang up.
Okay, hang up. Okay, I hung up, Jonah. Are you satisfied?
Thank you.
I like your style, Jonah.
Thank you. People try to take advantage of me,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to my advice.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah.
It's worth a lot.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
Why don't you just?
I
sell
feel
it?
you, Jonah.
So if you're gonna call in, I'm just warning everyone.
Jonah Keene
No
is
prank, fake,
Yeah.
fairy tale like calls.
We're
Okay.
not a dance monkey, understood. We will not
Gotcha.
Take
Okay.
me
we will not
seriously.
make you do
Well,
anything.
865-293-2486. Please, no prank calls. 865-293.
Please, no prank calls. We can't stress this
865-293-2486. It will cause Jonah to swear on air and get us fined. So,
I like
Jonah. Oh, Lily, so go ahead.
I like how we're acting like it hasn't happened before. That Jonah's been the first.
I've never been
know
so
that
blatant.
I apologize to everyone listening, all
There
the
are
virgin ears,
families.
all the.
There are families listening around their radios
Around
and
the
around their
fire.
fires.
I know, and it's a rule I have on my show: no cursing. But sometimes my temper gets out of hand.
But you
And
figured
that's-
you'd come on our show and do it
Sometimes I get red hot
because we
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, I
compared
get
to
it.
blue, sad.
No,
or
I get it, man.
Yellow, happy.
Yeah.
So,
Jonah's right.
865-293-2486 if you have advice that you want from Jonah. Now, Jonah, so
It doesn't have to be the four pillars, by the way. It
Yeah,
could be any kind of advice.
You wrote a book. I was actually about to ask more about the book. You have sex advice in your book.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been told I'm very bad at having sex. How can I be better?
Okay, well, I actually contacted a mistress or a BDSM expert, just from across the. It's a couple blocks away from here, and I frequented it pretty regularly.
Frequented
and
what?
the BDSM place that
Headquarters?
the mistress.
Okay.
It's only mistress in the book,
And
Mistress K.
Okay.
And she actually wrote a whole little paragraph in my 11-page book, and I think you guys would really appreciate it once the book eventually comes out.
Yeah.
Am I jumping the gun by assuming Mistress K is a Mistress Keen?
No, it's not Mistress Keen. There's only one other Keen. It's my wife, and she
Ex-wife.
unfortunately, ex-wife. Sorry, and she's divorced me, so it's not her.
So it's not like you changed the name for the sake of anonymity in your book.
No, it's Mistress K.
And she
it's,
initiated that divorce?
I guess we can talk about this. Yes, because, well, she was kind of the she made all the money,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't want to watch
That's
the
surpri-
kids.
well, I
at
figured you're
home.
probably.
I wanted to work on my advice.
Yeah.
So I'd go out with my friend Ralph, and we'd workshop advice. The kids are home alone by themselves. They kept getting into things that they're not supposed to.
And she took the kids?
And she kept blaming me for that when it's really her fault for not parenting them right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not your fault at all, Jonah.
No,
Yeah.
Jonah, sounds to me like you've done nothing wrong.
Exactly.
There's no negligence involved.
And I was just thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
Totally.
Do you do parenting advice at all?
Yes, there is parenting advice. I was thinking of putting it in the sequel though, because of my book, because the
I'm sorry to cut you off, Jonah, but we have a phone call here.
it's okay.
Hello, hi, who is this?
Hi, this is not a pig and not a prank call. I have a real advice question.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
okay.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Charles.
Okay, Charles.
That's similar to Charlie who called a few minutes ago.
Well, some people could have the same name, Jonah. I have a cousin.
He has a
named Jonah.
similar voice
I have
too.
a cousin with the same name.
Jonah, I promise you, this is not a prank call, and I am not a pig. I have a legitimate question.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah,
Go for it.
ask away.
Ask away.
So,
Tentatively.
this was like 3 weeks ago. I went to this bakery, and this girl working there, she comes up to me and gives me her number and says, "You are cute." So we text for about a week, and then
This happened at a
I
bakery.
get sick when we were supposed to meet up, so we don't meet up. Is
Ooh.
it too late to text her again?
I think there's always room for redemption. And I think in this instance, I think you can call text her again.
Redemption?
Redemption because he was sick the first time.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd say
I
go
remember
ahead.
I was
Text
sick.
again. And I would say, dear blank. And that's the girl's name.
What's the girl's name for Jonah's sake?
Unless she's listening.
Her name is Hannah.
Hannah. Dear Hannah.
And I'm sorry.
This is a text message. Start it with Dear Hannah. Dear Hannah.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
So are you writing it now? Are you writing this down?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
writing this down.
Dear Hannah, comma, return again because you want that little blank space right there.
Charles, not Charlie.
I didn't say your name. Dear Hannah, return, tab. This is Charlie. I know I was sick that one day we were supposed to meet up, and frankly, it's been bugging me.
Said Charles, didn't he?
Charles, whatever his.
Just let. I want Jonah to get this out. I'm actually.
You don't have to correct
invested.
me, okay, everyone?
You're sweating a lot.
Dear Hannah, comma, return,
you did
tab.
You want him to
Hey,
indent again?
hey, it's
Do you want me
Charlie.
to write return, or?
No, press it on your keyboard
But I'm writing this down.
with pen and pencil and with pen and pencil.
Skip 2 lines.
Okay.
Wait, but how do you know that it's loose leaf paper
Hey,
and not just like a
okay,
blank
we're
white piece of
okay.
parchment?
You've pressed return, twice, and you've pressed tab.
For clarity, it's a post-it note.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to text this?
So we're
to
working
them?
with a finite amount of space.
I apologize
Okay,
to whoever
hey,
just tried to call in.
Hey, it's Charlie, Charles, whatever his name is. I don't care. I'm so sorry about being sick on our supposed date, and frankly, it's really been bugging me. I hope we can maybe grab a coffee sometimes, or a sandwich at Jimmy John's, or even ice cream at Dairy Queen. Yours, Charles.
Now, Charles, do you feel like
Question for you, though.
Okay, go for it.
Does it work with other sandwich places other than Jimmy John's, or only Jimmy John's?
Well, in my opinion, Jimmy John's is the hot spot to be right now, and I think she would really appreciate that if you went with Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other
That
questions?
makes sense.
That's wonderful.
Any other questions, Charles?
No, I appreciate that greatly.
Hang up.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to give the other person trying to call in a call back. Jonah, that was like masterfully done. You're seriously good.
Did you
at
have
doing-
doubts?
It's almost like he studies it and it's his whole life.
No, I'm giving whoever
I
called a call.
other
a
people
call
did
back.
tennis club and debate club. I did advice.
No, okay.
What if they don't answer?
Well, if they don't answer, then it's fine. I'll just hang up. No, Jonah.
What?
How do you call back? This is the. Keen.
Are you from Tennessee?
Let's get into that later. Yes,
That's,
I am. I have an
that's embarrassing. That's actually embarrassing.
Okay.
Do you need
I have
any
a phone
advice?
number that's
You're supposed to call for advice.
Does he know that?
I know that, I'm embarrassed every day that I have an 865 area code.
Yeah. Do you know Fort Knox? Have you heard of Fort Knox?
I know Knoxville, yeah. Knoxville, Tennessee.
Fort Knox.
Yeah.
This is a waste of time.
I've heard of Fort Knox. Do you have
Ask advice or we're hanging up.
Do you want advice, sir?
Yes.
Okay, then what advice do you need?
How do I have fun when I'm visiting in Knoxville? What are the top 10 fun things to do in Knoxville, Tennessee?
Jonah,
What do you know about
this?
Knoxville, Jonah?
Well,
What do you even know about
let me
tourism?
ponder that for a second.
Well, I can try to, as someone who's from there,
Yeah, but you're not an
Well,
advice expert.
yeah.
I'm picturing Knoxville in my head right now. I'm trying to
On your
lay out.
phone?
I'm laying out a mental.
What are you
I'm-
doing on your phone?
I'm just laying out a mental map right now. I
Are,
just,
are you
looking at his
yelling
notes.
at restaurants in Knoxville?
I think I can see in the reflection of the window. He's googling best places to eat.
No.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
I would recommend the Knoxville Zoo.
For newcomers to try.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on. Jonah has some ideas.
I would recommend the Knoxville
I don't know how to use
Zoo.
Google. I need you guys to help me.
The Knoxville Zoo.
I'm saying this. I'm using a mental map, not using my phone. Knoxville Zoo and the Knoxville Museum
Maybe
of Art.
Knoxville has like
The Idjums
restaurants
Nature Center,
and, like, bars.
Sunsphere, Knoxville Botanical Garden and Arbitrarium, World's Fair Park,
You
the
getting
Tennessee Theater,
Tennessee Theater's beautiful.
Muse Knoxville, Blount Mansion,
Blunt
Women's Basketball Hall of
Mansion.
Fame. Everyone goes there. I visit there twice a year. James White Ford Association, Market Square,
Are you getting all this?
Neyland Stadium, East Tennessee History
This is a
Center,
lot of stuff.
Maple Hall,
Do they have those
Maber
breakfast
Hazen
believe it or
House,
not?
McClung
Believe it or
Museum of
not, yes
Natural
or no?
History and Culture, Navitat Knoxville,
I don't think
Historic
Joe.
Ramsey
I
House,
just
think
wanna
that's
break
it.
UT
it down.
Gardens,
Believe it
Knoxville,
or not.
Three Rivers Rambler,
This was supposed to be 10.
Lake Shore Park, the Star of Knoxville, House Mountain State
enough.
Once
Natural
you uncork the
Area.
advice, it doesn't
Mentioned
stop.
a single restaurant, Jonah.
Wait, did he need a restaurant? I thought it was just a
Yeah,
place
I'm
to
hungry.
He was asking specifically. He had two questions. He said he had two follow-ups. One, what's a good place to eat? He said two, do they have a Ripley's? Believe it or not.
go. All right, here
Can they hear me or can they not?
I can hear you now.
I-
I'm sorry, I misheard.
Jonah sometimes
We'll
blacks out like
we'll
that.
start from the top.
Okay, so
Stock and Barrel,
Hi, George.
Chesapeake's
Hello.
seafood restaurant,
Chesapeake's. Yes, Chesapeake's is lovely.
not Watson's Kitchen
Are you-
plus bar.
Just listen up here, okay?
Lonesome Dove Knoxville, Tupelo Honey Southern Kitchen
What are
and
these
Bar,
restaurants, Jonah?
Cafe 4,
Cafe
the original Cooper Cellar restaurant.
Cooper.
Copper Cellar.
Sorry, I remembered it as Cooper.
You know he doesn't like being corrected. Just let it happen.
sorry.
Calhoun's on the River.
Well, this-
That tomato
This
head.
also just sounds so
I'm
good.
actually not even going to Knoxville in any time in the near future.
Well, can you hang up on
I
me?
should.
Okay, well, so Jonah requested that I hang up on you, caller. I apologize. If you want a question for
Don't abuse your power.
We
You're on the
appreciate the
show.
call.
It's valuable airtime that's worth a lot of money. And
You're
if you're going
worth
to
our
ruin our time by calling in to just to prank us or to not even take my advice, I recommend just getting off and not even calling at all.
To be fair,
Okay?
didn't we call them on that round?
well, no, I
Well,
was,
they-
I
Yeah,
was-
we forced
I was
them to talk
returning-
to
I was
us.
Returning a phone call.
Before that last call, Jonah, you mentioned that you're working on a sequel to your acclaimed book.
Well, my book's not acclaimed because it's not out yet because it was stolen from me, pretty much.
The
rights.
manuscript?
The rights and the manuscript, yes. Everything was stolen by Damian J. Trout. Michael Hamilton warned me, don't go with Damian J. Trout. He's a snake. But I went with him just because he gave me a great deal.
Not very good advice.
What was the deal?
I had to forward him $999. That was kind of the deposit. And then he was going to give me the money back and some for all the book sales. But of course, he just stole everything from me and bolted out of there. And it's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I think you just got fleeced.
I don't know what that means, but we're currently undergoing a lawsuit against him to get all the rights back. And apparently, I'm not the only one he's done this to. He's ripped off dozens of other authors, aspiring authors, and we're going to all kind of join together, kind of like the Avengers or the Justice League, to pursue a lawsuit
Which
against
one are you?
Damien J. Trout.
If you were in the hold on real quick, 865-293-2486. If you
I'm Superman.
Jonah, you want to talk to Jonah Superman?
Because I
Jonah's so Superman.
Wouldn't it be awesome to fly around?
Yeah.
Jonah, and you would work a cape, Jonah.
Thank you.
Call in to tell us which member of the Justice League are you? Are you Jonah
Oh my
Keene's boy
God.
Ward?
865-293-2486. Now, Jonah,
Yeah.
why did it take you 6 years for your book to come out? Was it that well researched? Did you have writer's block at some point?
I kept accidentally throwing it in the garbage on my MacBook. And I didn't know how to get it back, so
Pretty easy to get it back.
It's a drag and drop.
because I don't rename my documents. I keep them as document A, document B, document C. And sometimes the letters get confusing, especially when you run out of letters and you've hit Z and it just goes to
do after
A2.
Okay.
It gets really confusing, and it's hard to keep track of.
How many
Yeah.
documents do you have?
I don't even know at this point. It's it's a lot. But I figured out my book is document T3. And so I'm on that T3. Do not throw away T3. I even put a sticky note on my MacBook. Don't throw away document T3.
John, it sounds like you could use some advice on organizing your desktop.
No, I think it's a valuable I think my system works because I don't spend all that extra time coming up with a name to rename my document.
Right.
You're so right.
I'm saving all this time to work on the document and to work on my book.
Do you use like Docs or a Drive or anything?
I use Google Docs, and then I convert it to Word, and then I use Pages.
Oh God, that's like the reverse of what you're supposed to do.
What is Pages?
Pages is kind of a Word document. It's kind of like Google Docs, but I think there's a lot more going on in Pages. I would recommend it to all.
It's Apple's default word processor.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I have Windows. I thought that was like some hip.
Not even like Celtics.
Yeah. Not many people use Pages, you know.
I think it's a great resource, and everyone ignores it because it's the one that it's on your laptop already. You don't have to download it. But I think it also saves a lot of time where you don't have to think about downloading a new word processor.
Yeah.
You already have Pages right there. It's more time saved, more time working on your book,
Jonah,
and more time to give advice. Let's talk advice.
Yes.
You save a lot of time. Do you have leisure time? Do you ever play any iPhone games? Games on your mobile phone?
Angry Birds, Cut the Rope,
Angry Birds, Star Wars.
Doodle Jump.
I really don't spend my time playing video games. That's why I use
Yeah.
people like Zane Baker, aka Toxic Reaper 04. One of my
Your gamer friend.
he's the captain at the Call of Duty esports team here at DePaul.
That's right. Yes, I've met him a few times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of go to him for all my gaming advice, but because I don't game, I'm always working on advice.
So it sounds like you can't be the master of advice if you don't give advice on everything, because if you have to go to someone else for advice on your advice. What does it say about the advice you give?
No, here's the thing. There's so much going on in this world. There's video games, there's music, there's
war in
movies,
Ukraine.
there's sports, there's
Still,
television, there's everything. There's so much things in the world. I don't know if you guys have realized this. I recently had kind of a crisis because I've realized there's so much stuff in the world that I won't be able to know all of it.
Yeah.
And so I've recently decided that I need to gather some of the highest experts in the world on certain topics, kind of to use them as a resource for when I really don't know exactly what kind of advice to give.
Wow.
Pentaverant.
Yeah, that's a big word.
What's the last TV show you watched? 865-293-2486?
I think it was America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh my
One of the
God.
funniest.
You're very excited.
Yes, it's so funny. I love when the dogs run around, and then there's the kids, and then there's is there a call?
All that stock music.
There's a call. Hello, caller. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Connie G,
Who?
Oh my God, it's Connie
Oh,
G.
it's Connie G.
the one and only.
Constance.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Hey.
Connie G. How you doing?
You don't remember Connie G?
Good. I'm about to take a nap, but first I'm gonna ask you guys for some advice.
Yeah, please.
Sure, go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so my roommates and I, we had a little party this weekend, and one of our guests, they ripped my sink off the wall.
Oh.
Oh my God.
So, do you guys have any
Do you know their
or insight into how?
Do you
how
know
to
their
fix that?
address?
Maybe any silicone history there?
Do you know their
Any
address?
experience?
Do you know their address? Jonah is asking.
No, I don't even know the person that did it.
Well, I would suggest maybe hiring a private detective and
know what?
tracking them down.
Yeah.
And then
that crossed my mind.
once the person is found, you not only charge them for the sink, you also charge them for the private detective fees.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, no. So
hope you take the advice.
first private
Nice
detective,
hearing
then
from
grand
you.
jury,
Gotta go.
And then civil lawsuit, you're saying?
Yeah, lawsuit.
No, I think that might be a little too much. Unless someone's,
Criminal charges, you're saying?
I'm not saying that.
Oh.
Unless someone stole the rights to your book, then maybe I'd suggest a lawsuit. But other than that, I think maybe just tracking down this person and making them pay for the private detective and the sink would probably
What
be the
kind
best
of evidence
move.
should the detective look for?
Oh, they are professionals. They will handle it. You don't even have to worry about it.
This is just like House of Cards.
Like, oh. Oh yeah,
Connie,
it really is.
Connie G, do you have any other questions?
No, I'm
All right, take it
do
easy
you
and
guys
during
know
your
any-
nap.
Do you know any private detectives?
Hmm.
Can you recommend me any private
Ooh,
detectives?
Lily,
Steven.
didn't you just get licensed?
I might have got a little license. I'm trying to keep it on the low.
No shit.
Well,
Yeah.
if you seem new to the business, so I would
Not
not
too much.
recommend you. I would recommend Stephen P. Johnson.
Why?
Why Stephen
Apparently.
P. Johnson?
He
All right, y'all. This is
Very
very
short-
helpful. I'm gonna take my nap now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bye, Connie G. I guess Connie G didn't care enough about
Yeah.
his own question.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever.
Yeah, you know what? Women shouldn't be private detectives, anyways.
I agree.
Crazy thing you just said on
Yeah,
the radio and we have on recording.
Really wild.
I completely agree.
I was baiting Jonah. I don't
Oh, you would
believe
completely
that.
agree that women should be
Yeah.
private
Wow,
detectives?
Jonah.
865-293-2486. Jonah, you don't believe women should be private
Well,
detectives.
Jonah's had a terrible experience with women in the past.
I have been a little scarred. Other than Mistress
So-
K, women don't really care for me that much.
I have a question,
Can't
Jonah.
figure out why not. Oh, Lily has a
I know
question.
a lot of people who are divorced.
Have you ever heard the song "Creep" by Radiohead?
No, I'm more of a Dave Matthews Band head.
I get it.
And don't even get me started on John Mayer
I see. I
Well,
see.
We will not be doing that.
No, we can't.
or Florida Georgia Line.
you like FGL?
Maybe you're a song.
How do you feel about Jimmy Buffett?
Never been a buffet head. Been more of a Dave Matthews Band head.
What about you two?
That here's a piece of advice. Listen to that album that they put on everyone's phones. The Miracle of Joey Ramone, fantastic song. Here's my advice. Listen to that song.
That's your advice?
Okay.
No, Jonah.
If anyone to take one thing away from this whole show, listen to that song.
Wait. So if you like David Matthews Band, does that mean, are you like is like Fish too much for you?
I don't. No, I've. What?
Have you ever heard of the band Fish?
PH.
No.
PH.
That's not how you spell it. You spell it with an F.
Yeah. Well, I think if you met these dudes, they're pretty funky, Jonah. I don't think you'd like them.
It's
now that I think about it.
It's a jam band, Jonah.
Jam band.
You have a jam
Well, I
band?
don't really. I'll have to get a jam band expert to tell me all these things. I also do like
Guess so.
pentatonics. They kind of do this. They kind of do this thing. It's really cool. Instead of using instruments, they do acapella, which is your voice.
Acapella?
Have you?
Acapella. It's called acapella, and it's you use your voice as kind of an instrument. And instead of using instruments, they beatbox and then sing different harmonies.
That's
And it's
incredible.
really cool
Do you
and
know how to do that?
impressive. No, I've never been much of a singer, but for a little bit I tried. It was not didn't work out in my favor in the end. But
I
that's
see.
okay. I'm always been more of an advice guy. Everyone knows this.
I think I'm over this hour, I've really gotten to know you, and I've realized you've always been more of an advice guy.
Thank you.
Should have known.
No, Jonah.
Oh?
What does that sound?
What was that noise you just
I
said?
said yes, but there was some saliva in my throat.
So you didn't enunciate at all. That came out.
I have a nasal condition.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
be
very
nice
sorry.
to him. Be nice to him.
Jonah. I'm trying to write a book myself. What-
Don't go with Damien J. Trout.
Okay,
That's
then-
all I'll tell you. The snake, Michael Hamilton was right. What else? Sorry?
He seems
Sorry,
like a good option, though.
No. Damien J. Trout is not a good option. He took $999 away from me, and he just left. Like the snake he is.
Well, no, but I've heard like really good things about it. I think I've already inked a deal with Damien
Yeah,
J.
me
Trout.
too.
When I hear Damien Trout, I think trustworthy fish going upstream, not slithering snake going away with my money.
No, well,
Yeah.
hear it from you. Did you get your money back? Did you get your deposit back?
Yeah, and then some for proceeds.
He's got something against me then.
I think, Jonah, you just
I
wrote too
can't
good of a
blame him.
book, and he had to steal it.
Can we just not talk about this right now?
Yeah.
This is
Fine.
kind
Yeah, I'm
of,
sorry.
this just happened to me.
I'm sorry.
I got kicked out of DePaul, and Damien J. Trout took my money in the
Oh my
same
God.
week.
What did you do to get kicked out of DePaul?
Well, I filled out my FAFSA information wrong, of course.
How'd you fill it out?
Yeah.
Wait, you were married and you're still a college student? It's not unheard of. It's
No,
just
I'm
interesting.
older than most of you. I'm 25,
Oh.
and I have 2 kids.
Well, we're going to have to wrap up, Jonah.
Yeah, we
Hey.
have to.
Oh,
Jonah.
so sorry. I don't want to get into my backstory too much. I know most of your listeners already know it.
Yeah, well, Jonah, I'd like to thank you for your time here today. Normally we thank someone for no particular reason, but we don't. They didn't tell us anyone to thank this week, so we can't really thank anyone.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we don't. Yeah, we'll thank you, Jonah.
Thank you, Jonah Keene.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jonah.
Jonah, do you have anything you wanna plug or promote?
Well, I just say I need everyone's full support, hands-on, kind of like you're praying. Put your hands on my shoulders, just for the lawsuit up ahead, which is going to be very rough, and it's going to be a hard journey, but hopefully we will succeed in the end.
I'll pray for you, Jonah.
Thank you.
Cooper, do you have anything you want to plug?
I'm tired.
Yeah, no, I'm tired too. George, nothing? No one? Anything?
Guys, we're gonna have the Funny Talking Laughing Everybody Friends show is going to be live.
That's right, live.
To your
Live.
city
Live.
if you live in Chicago.
In a month.
In
about
1 month.
February
Get ready for
20.
more stuff. We don't have a date confirmed, so let's just get ready for
Question
more stuff
mark.
to come out.
We'll keep you guys
Crazy.
updated.
Very soon.
We'll be there and we'll be signing autographs.
Soon.
All right.
Well,
That's it, guys. Good night,
good
everybody.
night. Good night, everybody.
I love you guys.
Let's talk ending the show.